Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into the science behind a feeling that, well, a lot of parents know all too well. That feeling of being completely touched out.
So let's just start with this question, one that so many parents, especially moms, have probably asked themselves, right? You adore your kids, of course you do. So why is it that sometimes a simple, gentle touch from them can feel, well, like an attack? Why do you want to just pull away? The answer, and this is the key, isn't in your heart, it's in your brain.
And yeah, that's exactly what we're going to get into. We're going to break down the actual science of why you can feel so overstimulated, why your whole nervous system just screams, "Stop!" even when you're feeling nothing but love. Because this isn't just in your head, it's a real physical thing that's happening in your body.
Okay, so to really get what's going on, we need to talk about this amazing thing your brain does called sensory gating. Seriously, think of it like a bouncer at the door of a super exclusive club, the club being your conscious mind. This bouncer's job is to look at all the sensations trying to get in and decide who's on the list. The hum of the fridge? Nope, you're not getting in. The feeling of your shirt on your shoulders? You're not important enough. It blocks all that irrelevant stuff so you can actually focus.
But here's where it gets really fascinating. This bouncer, this sensory gate, it's not always on the job. Before you have kids, that bouncer is like the best in the business. Strong, efficient, nothing gets by. But then, early motherhood hits, and it's like this perfect storm of hormones and just no sleep. And what happens? The bouncer gets fired. The gate is broken wide open. Suddenly, there's no filter and everybody is crashing the party.
So what does that feel like in real life? Well, it's a total sensory onslaught. Imagine it. With that filter gone, every single thing is hitting your brain at 100% volume. We're talking about the toddler's whine, the TV blaring in the background, all those little toy noises, and the constant physical touch from your kid. It's all coming at you at the exact same time with the same intensity. It's just a wall of noise.
And that broken filter, it triggers a very real, very physical response. And let's be super clear, this has absolutely nothing to do with how much you love your family.
The technical term for this is tactile defensiveness. Basically, your nervous system is completely redlining. It's maxed out. So when your child, your sweet kid, comes in for a hug, your brain doesn't process it as, oh, this is a loving hug. No, it processes it as, one more signal in a system that's already overloaded. It literally perceives that gentle touch as a threat. Think about it. It's the same fight or flight feeling you'd get if a stranger kept poking you on a packed train. It's a reflex.
Okay, so this is where it gets really tricky. Because we have this biological reaction, right? But then our brains, our conscious minds, have to make sense of it. We create a story to explain why we just flinched away from our own child. And that story, unfortunately, often kicks off this horrible, painful shame spiral.
And just look at this disconnect. It's so powerful. The story we tell ourselves inside our head is, I'm a monster. What's wrong with me? I'm a bad mom because I don't want a hug. But the biological reality, it's just, your sensory filter is broken. You're not unloving. You are just completely over capacity. That's it. It's a system error, not a character flaw.
But here's the really good news, and it's actually incredible. Because this is a biological problem, a mechanical problem, it has a surprisingly simple mechanical solution. You can literally fix the glitch in the system. But before we get to the solution, let's be really clear about what doesn't work. You cannot just meditate your way out of this while the noise is still happening. You can't mind over matter this. Trying to just breathe through it while your nervous system is being bombarded, it's like trying to mop a flooded kitchen while the faucet is still on full blast. It's pointless. So the goal here is not to become a better mopper. It's not about managing the feeling of being overwhelmed. The goal is to turn down the faucet. You have to reduce the input. That's the whole game. Reduce the sheer amount of sensory information hitting your brain.
And you might be wondering, okay, how effective can this really be? Well, get this. The research is pretty stunning. If you just dampen the high-pitched sound frequencies, we're talking about the exact frequencies of a kid whining or crying, you can see an immediate drop in your stress hormone, cortisol, by 30 to 40%. That's huge, and it's instant.
And you can see it right here on this chart. It's so clear. That first bar, that's your cortisol spike in a typical high-stimulation, noisy environment. Now look at the second bar. That's what happens when you just dampen the sound. Look how much it drops. Your stress response literally plummets. That's not a feeling, that's biology. It is immediate physical relief.
Okay, so what can you actually do, like today? Here's a super simple protocol. Step 1. Acknowledge. Just tell yourself, okay, I am overstimulated. I am not failing. That's a huge first step. Step 2, reduce. This is the big one. Put in some noise-dampening earplugs or headphones, just turn the volume down on the world. And step 3, recover. Just take a few deep breaths, give your nervous system a minute to catch up and reset.
So we're going to leave you with this final thought. Just understanding this, knowing that it's biology and not a personal failing, that alone is so empowering, right? It's not about being a better parent, it's about giving your brain a break. By simply turning down the volume, you can give yourself back the space, the capacity to be that calm, present, loving parent you already are. So the question to think about is, what could you reclaim? What could you get back just by turning down the noise?